My name is Lou and I'm 74 years old, and I've been coming to the Memphis Men's Clinic for several years. Before I visited the Memphis Men's Clinic, I had the same feelings about my ED as everyone. Insecurity, fear, anxiety, shame, depression. I felt like I just wasn't as much a man as I used to be. At the same time, I didn't have the education to really know all my options. I just thought I'd have the issues forever. It took me years to actually do anything about it because it came on slowly. At first, I'd be able to be intimate with my wife every few days. That turned into once a week, which turned into once a month, and it just became less frequent over time. Even when I did get to the state I wanted to be, I wasn't as hard as I used to be, and it lasted a shorter and shorter period of time. It wasn't that I wasn't attracted to my wife. I just couldn't perform. Try convincing your wife that you were interested in her physically when you're only able to have sex every couple of months. So I got to the point where I was always shutting down when it came to sex. I stopped talking about it, stopped thinking about it, and eventually just eliminated it from my life entirely. I didn't want to be that way, but I felt like it was my only option. I'll tell you, it seems like ED doesn't have boundaries. At some point, it affects all men in some form or fashion. It doesn't mean you're any less of a man. It just means you have ED. The first step I took were the pills. My biggest concern was having to plan exactly when my wife and I would have time to be intimate, and then take the pills at the right time. Unfortunately, that turned out to be a moot point because the pills just didn't do anything for me. Don't let those cheap pill sites fool you into thinking that that is the fix. Taking more cheap pills is not going to fix the problem. So I assumed the only option left for me was to get surgery. That is until I saw an ad for Memphis Men's Clinic. I figured at this point in my life I really had nothing to lose, so I buried my pride and scheduled a consultation. After my meeting with the doctor and staff, my first reaction was relief, but I was also a bit mad at myself for not calling sooner. The consultation was an easy, comfortable experience. The staff at the Memphis Men's Clinic showed me a range of treatment options for helping me with my ED. Then they helped me realize that my ED was treatable. After my visit, there was a massive difference. The results were there immediately, and I'm back to a more regular sex life again. Once I had gotten treatment, I opened up to some of my friends about what I had been experiencing and how the Memphis Men's Clinic provided a solution for me. I found out that several of the guys I know had the same issues, but they all had their own excuses for why they hadn't done anything about it. Everyone's got excuses. They fatigue easily, some have high blood pressure. And when I was explaining the process to someone, they seemed really impressed that in 8 minutes I saw the solution actually work for me. The custom treatments used can work regardless of other factors in your life. I gotta tell you though, I was out of the game, but the personalized treatment I received from the Memphis Men's Clinic changed everything.